Chapter 4, A Blast from Ages Past. Arthur froze at the sight. She hadn't seen Princess Celestia in ages, not because Arthur hated her, but she didn't want any pony to know that she was immortal. Arthur had an uneasy past where, if it had happened during this monarch's time, she would have been considered a villain, the worst kind of beings in this land, for what she almost did. Arthur was Artheria, the entity of light, so she and Princess Celestia were about the same in that department. In a way, sisters, but she never let her get too close to her being afraid of her past. And now that she saw the royal monarch all grown up and they were eye to eye, very painful, hard decision Arthur had made to protect them both came flooding back to her all at once in bad memories while just looking at her. "Greetings, Your Highness," said Arthur, who did a low to get her mane to cover up the expression on her face. "Nice party it is. I'm sure you'd like to see if there's cake." "Arthur, cut the act. I know it's you," said Princess Celestia, who was actually looking very sad, which is a rare case for any pony to see, as Arthur was refusing to meet her gaze. "How is this possible, and why after all of this time are you here now? What happened to you? I thought you disappeared by the same means as Star Swirl." "I didn't. I just left," said Arthur, who let out a sigh before turning to look at nearby flower bed as a tear rolled down her cheek. "I didn't want you to find out, you or anyone, that I'm immortal. The risk was too great." "But why? You knew you could always trust me, and you still can," asked Princess Celestia, who was confused. "Because I'm the reason discord took over that day," snapped Arthur, all of a sudden looked up into Princess Celestia's eyes with tears as well as anger. "It was before even your world came to be, and I'm older than that. I was a member of a group of immortals that were Discord's teachers, possibly parents. We created everything, but I made a huge mistake in loyalties. Turns out I was the only one with an ounce of goodness on the leaderboard who cared about the lives of beings outside of our group. And when I tried to talk some sense into them, I was kicked out of their group. I had to banish the only family I knew to their home dimension, but some of them avoided it. A teen Discord was one of the two, and my actions brought everything you went through to be. When I met you in Star Swirl, the bearded school, I had just finished mastering what little I had left of their magic teachings when I discovered I could see into the future, and I saw yours, even your sister. I knew that my action would bring you in conflict with Discord." "That's the past," said Princess Celestia, who pulled her into a hug. "I would never blame you. You taught me everything I know. I would always be thankful for that." Arthur wiped away her tears and smiled up at her former student. "Now I'm curious. Where have you been all of this time?" "Until about 3 years ago I've been traveling, but now I'm living in Ponyville," said Arthur, who surprised her. "Yeah, I've met your student. Student becomes the teacher, huh? Clever title you gave her." "Actually, that was a title suited to the bearer of the sixth element, to the elements of harmony, but I did have a part to do in it," said Princess Celestia, before breaking the hug as she looked Arthur over. "You look the same as you did ages ago. I'm guessing immortality has something to do with that." "Oh, this isn't my real form. Sure, I use this mostly around ponies, but like Discord, I'm not really a pony," said Arthur with a slight blush, as she decided to stop with the gender bending, as she was being used to this all of a sudden. "I'm kind of a shapeshifter, too, and a polymorph." "A poly what?" asked Princess Celestia, who was confused. "It's a being with many different powers and abilities. I do have a true form, but I prefer this one," said Arthur, who got her even more curious. "I'd like to show you if you ever visit my house in Ponyville, but I'd rather it not be any public place right now. I'm just not—" "Hey, I understand, and I'd love to come and see you there," said Princess Celestia, before there was a huge boom. "What was that?" "That came from Ponyville. I need to go, but it's nice seeing you again," said Arthur, before teleporting out of there. "Well, that was interesting. Oh dear," thought Princess Celeste, before spotting Prince Leohart looking around the royal garden for Arthur, and she realized she had no idea how to explain any of this to her.